Hello everyone and welcome to Lovecraft with Catherine. I'm Catherine and today we are working on some more craft. If you watched my last episode, I came to the craft desk to clean it and ended up making some Hexie templates. They were supposed to be 1 inch. Like I've got a cutter. Where's the? Yeah, I bought this, and it said 1 inch hexie, but it's actually punches out 3/4 inch hexies, so they're quite 1 inch, but that's alright. They're still adorable. And then instead of cleaning my desk, I started to play, and then I wanted to make something with them, but I didn't want to get not bogged down, but kind of get stuck doing the whole EPP thing, and then I wanted to do something to cover my jar to make it pretty, because you know, us crafters like making everything pretty. But then I ended up making some dangles, so that was my last video, is making these. Now since then, you'll probably not be surprised to know that I still haven't cleaned my desk properly, but I did make some more hexies and I've stitched them together. So I cut out a whole bunch. I've just put the spare ones, and I did random. I never used to be good at doing random. It would hurt my head, but I'm very okay with it now. So this is just, sorry, I keep banging the tripod. This is just craft felt, like you buy the, I don't know where I put buy the big bags from the craft stores. They're just the cheap stuff, so it's good, but it's not great quality. So this piece will have no structural integrity. Like you can, you know, kind of distort the felt really easily. And so in saying that, I whip stitched them all together. So that's the back of the piece. I didn't bother with stopping and starting. I just went across and just did a few back stitches on each point, and then this morning, because I finished it last night, I just loved the colors. The colors and the shape just work. I don't know, I just loved it so much. And then you'll probably love this, is I was trying to look for some material for a completely different project, and found a bag of sequins which hadn't even been opened, and I'm pretty sure I bought them a decade ago. And in this little tin was a bag of little seed beads. I have tons of seed beads, but these were just on hand, and I was like, ooh, I can do blingy things with this. Basically is just to cover my jar. Like, it's very extra, I understand that. For the jar, we can almost, if we stitch those together, is that off thingy? Oh, that might be off. Might be those, I think it's those bits that need to be together. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is all this work. So I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole of cutting out all these shapes and then stitching them all together, and then beading and sequining them all just to cover a jar. But hey, that is what us crafters do. So I thought I would just bring you along for the last little bit. I did get just a scrap piece of cloth and measure. I'm just going to take the Hexies out and measure, and it does have some extraness on the top and bottom, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to kind of have it just right on the lip, or I'm not sure. And then go down or have it a bit up. Have it a bit, where's the lid? The lid has got all the little tiny crummy bits of felt. So am I still in shot? Sorry if I'm not. If I stitch that on, because I thought I could just stitch that on to the backing, and then when you open the jar you like don't see all the back stitch. Unnecessary, but you know, like, doesn't matter if you do, but I don't know, I just thought it'd be nice to finish it off properly. It looks like I've made it a bit too big. Might need to like cut the points off, so make the top and the bottom a straight line. So that'll be interesting. So we're going to shouldn't have thrown my needle away like that. That's not good. I'll just stab it in there so it doesn't get lost. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try and get this in, like I had it measured so it fit well. Oh, that's gone right over. Huh, okay, so no, that's right. I remember I ended up needed to add those ones. Just bear with me while I make sure this kind of sits somewhat okay, I'm finding this a lot more fiddly than actually putting the seed beads on. Need that a little over, because I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter. Cutting off the seed beads off these ends might just have to happen that way. Okay, so now, no idea if this is against any sewing protocols, but I'm just stabbing this and into my felty board. It's like, so I can then pin it, because it's slipping and sliding all over the place. So that's just giving me some anchorage. Here's Jossie. So how is everyone going? It's Wednesday here in Australia. It's mid-morning, where it's not even called a heat wave, but it's like supposed to be 37 degrees or something Celsius, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 30 plus degrees. So yeah, it's not really that surprising. It is Australia. I always laugh at people who just seem surprised when it gets hot. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm like, you live in Australia, why are you surprised? But anyway, that just entertains me to no end. So pinning it to within an inch of its life. Just so, because what I'm going to do to stitch this down is I'm going to go around each hexie with running stitch, and that's going to be a bit laborious, I know, and necessary for a jar covering? Absolutely not, but we're doing it anyway because we can. That's right. Okay, there we go. It's free. So it's a bit flatter and can't really press it, obviously, because it'll melt everything except for the glass beads. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yawning. I have not slept at all. I don't sleep at night. Yeah, so I get tired easy. So yes, melt the sequins, melt the felt, so it's hopefully with the stitching it down. I'm not sure if someone knows, if they can tell me if there's a name for, like, is it just quilting? Like when I go around and stitch this piece down to the backing fabric, is that literally just called quilting it? I don't know what the terminologies are. I've never got into kind of hexie or you know, paper piecing, quilting until now. So it's all I mean, it's easy enough to get the hang of things, but I just don't know the terminology. Because I kind of tend to look at pictures and go okay and work it out from there. So I might not do it the traditional or appropriate, what's the right word? Appropriate way, or the you know, craftily accepted way. But that's okay. And there's a needle, not a needle, a pin there, but that's alright. I'm just running stitching over it, and I'm just going to be doing this just a 2 to 3 stitches per side. I'll just call that sequin. And just to pin it down, lock it in place, and then I shall sew it to my jar. I do think I'm going to need something sticky on my jar to stop it sliding off, because this is just cotton. It's actually a repurposed doona cover, and it's being so worn, it's so lovely and soft, so I'll have to find something sticky to put it on the jar, because otherwise it will just probably slide right off. And you can see that, and I started right at the top corner, which is just habit really, but I should have started somewhere where I didn't have to jump across to another hexie. Oh well, live and learn, hey? So this hexie, I'm going to jump over to this one, and this is going to be interesting because it looks like I'm going to have to cut these hangy bits off. So I'll only do the stitching down as as far as the backing material goes. I won't go the whole way around because that would be a bit silly, because there's nothing there to stitch it to. So we'll just do that, and I might lose those sequins in the process, but that's okay. I'll just put them back in the baggie and put that there, and then I just do a couple of these back stitches. I can't, my brain's very tired, I apologise. Locking stitches, bind offs, I'm not sure what you want to call those ones, but I'll just do that for the end of each hexie. So we're just going to go along, and I've just used the same thread for everything, purple thread to stitch them all together, and the same thread to do the what do you call it, sequins and the seed beads. And it's not the best quality, it's just sewing thread that I got from our local craft store, but the cheap one. You know, because I knew it doesn't need to be durable per se, because it's just decorating a jar, so I wasn't worried about it needing to create structural integrity or anything like that. It's mainly just, well, I mean, it has to, but not to the point where you wouldn't need like the same structural integrity for like a bag or an actual bed quilt or something like that. So this is just ornamental integrity, if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm doing, is I'm just going to stitch around all these little darling hexies. Just quite taken with them, which is why I ended up doing this project. It has nothing else to do with the list of projects that I had planned to do over the last 2 days. I just picked up the thing, and instead of putting it away, started making stuff. So, and I'm sure so many people can relate with that. So yeah, so there we go, one more sew down. So what I might do is I did lock that down. You see, I call that locking stitch, like so I know what I'm doing. I like, okay, so I'm running stitch around that, and then do a locking stitch to keep it in place. I have no idea if that's a used terminology for sewing, slow stitching, quilting, or anything official like that. That's just what I use, just so I know what I'm talking about. I don't often talk about what I actually do until I've started these videos, so I haven't really needed to know if it makes sense to other people or not. So feel free to let me know in the comments if there are other terminologies I need to learn, or if these are fine. And I'm not going to bring you along for the whole stitching, the whole little, I call it little baby quilt. Yeah, because that would, it's gonna take a while. It took hours to sew together. The sequins and the seed beading really didn't take that long. Surprised me. It took me less than an hour to get all those on, and that surprised me because I thought it was going to be really fiddly and cumbersome, but it really was so easy, and I just went zoom, 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 zoom. So that surprised me, and that was good. But yeah, as we are stitching around every single hexie, it's going to take a while. Maybe a couple of hours, maybe. So I don't expect you to sit and watch through that. I just thought I would show you the process. Since I filmed making my Hexie dangles, I thought I would show you making my Hexie jar cover mat thing, rug thing. I just love it, and I love working with these tiny Hexies. I mean, I told someone, I was like, oh yeah, I like doing it, but I wouldn't commit to like a full quilt or anything. But I may have spoken too soon. I don't know. I mean, I love it. I just love doing it. I mean, I do have like proper EPP Hexies set up to make a cover for this. Actually, I wanted to make a nice nice cover for this. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just thought it would be pretty in a Hexie cover. Yeah, so fixating a little on the whole Hexie thing, but maybe there's something. I know what I really want to make is a book protector cover thing, and I could do that in small Hexies, like the EPP with these guys. Oh, I could do that. That would be nice. And because I love that they're so small and dainty, and they're just so pretty. And these colors just literally out of my scrap bag, just beautiful together. But I think I want to do the actual EPP next with these size Hexies rather than just whip stitching some felt ones together. I haven't gone and looked to see if it's a thing doing non-EPP Hexie quilting or anything. Like, I don't know. Literally, I just kind of squirreled down a little bit of a rabbit hole when I was supposed to be cleaning my desk and just decided I was going to do this. So I haven't gone and looked at to see if there's other people who have made it an actual, you can EPP without, no, you can Hexie quilt without doing it as an EPP. I don't know, that whole quilting world I'm just stepping through the door, so it's all very new and I love it so far. So that'll be cool. Definitely want to make something, but I'm not sure committing to a quilt size with 3/4 inch Hexies is a good idea, mainly because there are so many other projects I just want to make, and I don't want to get bogged down in a way that like I can't get to anything else, and it just stops being fun. Because we're supposed to, well, not supposed to, I mean, it's up to you why you do things, but for me, these hobbies, it's not supposed to feel like the sword of Damocles hanging over your head. It's not supposed to, sometimes it does though. Okay, and because it is so dark, I'm struggling to see where got a knot up here. I think it's a knot. I can't seem to undo it though. No, I don't know. I think I might have to cut that off and put that in the Ort stub. And now my finger's caught in this little loop. Yeah, I can't Oh, it's gone right up to the needle now. At least my needle won't unthread. So that's a bonus. Sorry about that. It was a bit squirrely. So at the end of that one, I mean, you can always check the back to see where. And I do love the back stitching of that. That's quite pretty too. So I don't mind that being seen. It won't be quite as chaotic as what was under just the felt. And so we finished here. So locking stitch, because I do a locking stitch at each point. And I do 3. It's just what I do. It's just 3 of these, and then I can actually go ahead and trim these little crossovers like so. And so then you will have just the pattern of the Hexies. So yeah, but I will do that when I finished stitching all around. And I'm at this point, so I might just jump down to here. And then I'll go to the back. Oops, ow, stabbed self. Not the best idea in the world to do that, but every sewer, slow stitcher, embroider, quilter I have watched stabs themselves with the needles of the pin. So I think it's just the way of the craft, really. I think this is my 4th one. Oh well, that's okay. It's extra secure. Oh, it's running away. Okay, so it was a bit rambly there. Sorry about that. What I was saying before is I won't take you on the whole. I won't video and expect you to watch the whole stitching process of all these Hexies. Although it could be nice ASMR stuff if you had some nice sounds to go with it. But sadly, we live on a main road, so it's just traffic. So not the greatest ASMR sounds. Although some people like traffic, I suppose. Now with this, now it's turning double because I've knotted my thing and it's knotting, and oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to trim this until I can cut it off in the orts bag. Okay, so I'm actually, so like here, I kind of kept away from the point a bit because I think I'm going to have to like shear off the points and make it a straight line kind of thing. So I will just stick to the backing material for these ones. I don't think it'll be like really ugly once we've got the points cut off and it's not so noticeable. Okay, so back to the beginning. 1, 2, 3. So that's where we're at so far. So we've just done the few here, and I will pause the video and I'll come back much later when all these are done and we'll put it on the jar together. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Hello everyone, I'm back. For you it's just merely been a second. For me it's been actually a couple of days since I was working on my jar cover for my Hexies. So as you can see, the actual jar cover itself is pretty much complete. It turned out a lot more extravagant than I planned it to be, but you know, just I just kept wanting to work on it, and that's the seam line, stitching the two ends together. It ended up being so perfectly snug that there's no glue or anything holding it on. It is just slipped on. Dare I say fits like a glove, a bit tight maybe. So I'll just show, turn it inside out. So that's the backstory of all the stitching. There's the whip stitch. It's a little messy because I had to sew through some sequins and extra lumps and bumps, so it's not the neatest of whip stitch, but it doesn't matter because you won't actually see it. So I did trim this end straight, but I kept this end the hexie points and just trimmed the backing cloth to match, because I quite like the little pointy bits going up. It looks really cute, and because it's so snug, it kind of curves around this top bit quite nicely. So yeah, so I've gone and done all that, and just show you, just put it over the top and then just wiggle it down, trying not to pull on any of the sequins. And see what I mean? It just kind of curves in with that curve bit. So now I'll just bring it down a bit so the lid doesn't hit the points. And I'm going to spill all my Hexies everywhere. That's what happens when you don't have the lid on. Okay, so there you go. So it really comes down beautifully flush to the bottom, and then it just fits perfectly, and there was no measuring. Like, I mean, I wrapped the cloth around and cut it to the edge, but that's pretty much in terms of measuring. There's no measuring with numbers or maths or anything like that. So what I thought I'd do is show you. I just found another Hexie that's blown away. If things start blowing away, it's because I've got fans on. It's midnight and it's still like over 30 degrees Celsius in here in Australia, because Australia's hot. It's just what it is. So I'm not whinging, just stating. So there are fans on behind me, so if things go wee, that is why. I'm not sat outside or anything, but I thought I'd kind of show you the process. I don't think I showed much of the process of how I made the actual jar cover in terms of the Hexies and stuff. Like, there was a little bits and pieces, but mainly I just did it and then came back and showed you. So what we're doing now is covering the jar lid, because I mean, go to all this trouble to make this beautiful thing and then have that as the lid. No, I don't think so. We have to bling the lid up as well. So I'm just cutting out a circle that I just drew with pencil. I'm trimming on the inside of the line best I can, just so it's a smidgy widgy smaller than actual lid size that I cut, because that was the bottom of the lid. So I just want it to go in just a smidge. I'll just take that in. There we go. And so that's the same spare cloth I used to back this one. So I thought, but with this, I'll just check the size. You see that's it's okay. I might just shear off just another millimetre or so of the whole thing, just because it's kind of got that edge where it's kind of hanging out in the air, because this weird lip bit here. So if I just take another millimetre off or so as best I can. I'm not aiming for precision. It's okay if it's a bit wonky, so it will be covered in felt anyway. And I'm just going to use my hot glue gun to glue this on. There's, you know, not really exactly sure how one would go about sewing a circle on a lid. Yeah, I'm sure there's a way, but I can't think of it right now, so we're doing it this way, and that is mostly okay. There's just a few little sticky outy bits on this edge, so we'll just shear a bit more off this edge here, and I'm happy with that. Pretty much goes to the edge. Oh, Geckos are saying hello. I'll put that in. Okay, so I also found this scrap. See, it's blowing away. Scrap, and I did like, and it fits perfectly on the edge. So I haven't decided, and I've kept the pinking shears cut, because I like the, you know, it kind of really matches the hexie points. So haven't decided whether it'll go down towards the hexies or up in the air. I'm thinking maybe up, so all the points are going one direction. But yeah, and it wasn't quite long enough to go around, but I did find another little bit to glue out, and I'll just put that on with glue gun. So with the hexies, I've got my little hexie template that I punched out. This is just copy paper. Oh look, there's another one there. They're everywhere because the fan keeps playing them everywhere. And I now have a jar for my confetti crumbs of felt, because like just it's too small to go in the big bag of scraps. For my liking anyway. I kind of prefer them out if I just need the tiniest thing to make, like maybe a little eye or a little nose for an animal or something. I don't know what I'm doing there. So oops, I just hit my playing something on YouTube. That wasn't the plan. Okay, so you can see the shapes where I've been cutting hexies out of here. So I haven't bothered pinning these at all, and I just use tiniest little snippy snips, because it's just one snip per side pretty much, and I just hold it in the center with my thumb, and I have found that gives pretty accurate cut without needing to pin it. And I just go along each edge, and that's pretty much how I've done all the cutting. I did sit happily for about half an hour cutting out all the ones for this. Obviously we will not need, I'm just going to leave this open in the corner because no, that's the only one I wanted to cut, so it doesn't really matter. Because I've got some over here that are left over from when I did these. So I've really done random. I just grabbed scraps, and the colors ended up just working together beautifully. Like the light blue, the dark blue, the bottle green, the kind of pinky burgundy, and off-white. Just, I don't know, it just worked. Oh, I'm going to check you out because this is like a cherry red. So the ones, the little felt hexies I have spare, I've been putting them in with my template hexies. So now I'm pretty sure this is just going to make like a flower size. It might go off a bit. Just trying to keep the randomness, but it was ending up in a pattern. There we go. That's a pattern. I was trying to be random and that is an absolute pattern. That one, and I'm going to just swap it with just the amount I've got. You know what? Oh well, there we go. We have a pattern, and that is okay. It's randomly patterns turn out randomly. So I get my thread. So I've just been using for the whole thing, sewing the sequins and the beads on, whip stitching this all together, and doing the quilting stitch. I don't know what the stitch that is called, the stitch to stick it onto the thing, has all been used with this 111 colour. I get my needle. I've still got some on here. So I thought I'd just show you that this is, yeah, just simple. This is non-EPP Hexie making. I'm sure there's lots and lots and lots of people and projects that do non-EPP Hexie things. I'm not aware of them. I haven't gone and looked anything up, to be honest. I've just been sat making this jar cover. Just kind of squirreled a bit. Started with, if you watch the another episode where I make some dangles out of felt hexies and decorate them, like slow stitch on them, then you'll know that I actually sat down to clean my desk, and instead of putting the templates away, I ended up making dangles for my stitch journal with felt hexies and slow stitching on them. So yes, so this is a bit of a rabbit hole, but I kind of feel like I want to make sure this is finished now, even if I don't go to the original project that I was supposed to be going to. So there you go. So you got those sewn together. You could put it this way and then sew. I might sew that. I don't know the rules of EPP. I have just been jumping across because they're so small. They're not even a full inch. And you would have heard me say this already, and apologies, but just to make it clear, this is a 3/4 inch Hexie. I bought a punch hole to make Hexie templates, and I've just been using plain copy paper. It was advertised as 1 inch Hexie, but it is not 1 inch. It's 3/4 of an inch, so it's not even the full inch. That's okay. I've still been having fun with them. So many things, just like, and I love doing things that will with the felt, like, it's just, I love it. I just love it. So what I'm going to do here is, so I've finished there and I've done a few stitches, so it's kind of locked in, and then I've jumped up to here, and then we'll do a few to lock it in, and then we'll just go across these bits here. I have no idea if that's breaking any laws. I don't really care because I'm not doing EPP. I am making a cover for a jar lid, so I don't think it matters. With doing the Hexie work with the felt, because this is just craft felt, it's the cheap, the cheap craft felt. You can pull it apart, and so I would not make anything that needed to be durable with this. With this felt stuff, I would just do the ornamental for it, because it genuinely would just pull apart. You put any straight on it, it will just absolutely pull apart. I mean, even with this jar, you can see it's pulled, like, all those whip stitches were actually invisible, and because it was so tight to pull over the jar, it's kind of pulled them all out to be visible, which doesn't bother me in the slightest, but yeah, just making the point that there's no durability, structural kind of engineering to this felt. So if you needed something that needed to bear weight or friction or anything like that, do not use craft felt on its own, because it will just pull apart. And even dare I say, even stitched onto a backing cloth does not give it limitless structural integrity either. It will still pull and stuff. So I'd just be very careful with you know, if you're using felt as a form of doing hexie work, but you don't want to do the EPP stuff, or you just want to change from EPP. I do want to do EPP. I like have stuff cut out ready to go. This is a squirrel project instead of cleaning, so I will definitely be doing that, like proper EPP with the paper and stuff. But this is fun too, and it's quicker, it's more time friendly, because you just get straight into it and you cut them out, and then you know, you can whip stitch them straight away, which, you know, with the EPP stuff, there's the basting and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's just different. It's not better or worse or anything. It's just a different take on working with the hexie shape. That is all. I'll just get some new thread. So as you can see, I'm just stitching around, and I am just jumping. See, I go in and trim that off like that, because I've anchored those stitches. And there's one there, but you can't even see it really. There you go. And yeah, you just go around, and so I'm wondering whether I should bother doing the sequins and stuff with the lid, because, you know, putting your hand on top of it, I mean, I'll probably pick it up from the side and the sequins on that anyway, so probably make it so it all matches. I don't know if it'll be a bit too extra, I have no idea, but we'll just do it just so it all matches, and see how we go. And it's only a small one, it's not like doing the whole strip again, which was quite a few hexies. I have no idea, I'd never counted them. I just cut out a bunch and then started sewing, and then I ran out, and so I cut a bunch more, and I've got some left over. So yeah, I haven't really been counting and measuring and doing all the you know, official other than, I don't know what the word is, other than measuring, just, you know, nearly lost it. Okay, so I haven't been putting knots in, I just anchoring it with 3. I'm going to do a couple of extras because it got so close to coming out, so this one will have 5, but at each point I do 3 anchoring stitches. Oh, there's a knot there. Oh, unfortunate. Come on. There we go. So then we go down to here. Just gonna pull this a bit so it's a bit longer. There we go. You can still see? Yes. Okay. So I keep thinking I'm doing a brand new video and but this is going to be the end of the video where I started the jar. But because it has been a couple of days difference, I'm a bit kind of time confused. let's say, okay, so now we put this one in, and I am going to jump over to the end here, if I can get my hands to stop wiggling. So then I just put my finger on that, like just pull it, not taut, but it's just so there's no slack, but it's not like pulled really tight. Just put my finger on it to hold it while I do my anchoring stitches. And then in this corner I will do 3. I find that 3's enough, unless you get a knot, and then you have to deal with that. Knots. As my son would say, it's not funny. He likes his puns. Okay, that knot's not going anywhere, but it pulls through the felt. That's the other good thing with felt. It kind of is pretty forgiving when you get little bitty knots. They will just go straight through the fabric. So I won't do it once I've got the cotton backing on. That wouldn't go through. I'd have to fix that up. But we'll be done by then. I'm just making lots of knots. I've barely had any problems with knots. Now is the time for the knots, apparently. Okay. So do this, and oh, I just want to go through there. There we go. And then I'm at the other end, so I will do 3 at this point, just to anchor the point so they don't, if they do get some pressure on them, they'll hold a bit. Hopefully hold well enough to not pull apart at all. Okay, and so then I'm going to fold. See, so I've just stitched that, and then I'm going to fold this way. And also the bonus of doing it with felt and not with the English paper piecing process is it doesn't matter if this gets folded because there's no paper in there to crease. It's like I said, the EPP is neither better or worse. It's just, that's kind of just one little thing you don't have to worry about while doing it with a different medium other than EPP. So yeah, no, it's just noting it that that's something you don't have to watch, which is good. I find this is really good for when you just, I think, I don't know, it probably sounds awful, but you just don't care, like kind of just want to do something, but you're like, you're not wanting to stress about details or anything. Don't mean not care in that negative sense, but I hope you know what I mean when I'm saying that. But so this is the last piece for our thing, and as you see, I've put it up here and I've jumped from there to up here again, just so I can stitch down here and then across here, and I'll probably go right across there and jump up to that one. I don't mind jumping around on this because it will be okay. It's only a little piece and it's ornamental, and it will ultimately be glued onto the lid anyway. So, oh, look at that, that's awful. Oh, that came apart very easy. Oh, lovely. Okay, so how are we going? Still in shot, that's good. So yeah, we're just stitching across here. When we get to the end, I'll do my 3 anchoring stitches. That out a little bit. Alright, and then see that fold open, and then I fold it down this way So I can stitch this side, and then this corner will also get 3 anchoring stitches here, like so. 2 and 3, and then just line it up, and we're going to go across. Oh, not. I don't know why I'm counting stitches. This is just going across. I was just thinking also I'm just single threading this entire project. I find that this cheap cotton thread, I don't actually honestly don't know if it's cotton, probably has polyester of some kind in it, I guess, because it's so cheap. Really snags and tangles as soon as you try and double it up, so I have not bothered. It's just single thread. Again, if it was something that needed to be durable, I would be probably doubling up the thread. Depends on what the project was and what kind of backing it had and all that kind of stuff. So case by case scenario. There's another. Oh, there's another. Oh, this one doesn't want to budge. A little knot. That's a problem with a cheap thread. It doesn't really easy. Well, I find it does. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if I'm holding it or pulling it in the wrong direction or whatever. Just knots. What was I doing? I was going this way. This one. I think I'm going to have to. Oh, what happened there? Pulled something. Something got pulled. Oh, I think it just went through. Okay, that's alright then. Alright. So this is where we're at with the flower. They've got this side and then up. So I am going to do the inner seam first, and then I'll just jump across to do the other one. And then I'll show you how I do the sequins and the bead with the beads. Oh. One more. The more you pull it through the felt, the flatter it becomes, so it gets easier each time. And of course, it's not easy that time. And it broke. Ah, it made me a liar. How rude. Okay, well, that's alright. I'll just get rid of that. And my needle's still threaded, so I'm not upset about that. And I'm just finding where I was. Okay, I just finished doing my anchoring stitches, so I have to do some more because this is a new end. So we do 1, and we do 2, and we do 3. And we're going all the way to the end here of this Hexie side. Have really enjoyed working with the Hexies. I do genuinely look forward to doing more projects with Hexies because it's fun. I do like precision. I also really like scruffy crafting too. So if you've seen my videos, you'll know I'm kind of like doing both spectrums and everything in between. So if it's precision, I've got to be in the right headspace though, I think, to do precision stuff. And also random scruffy stuff. I think all craft is a certain headspace kind of thing. Oh, I wasn't going to cut off because I still got this bit to do. Oopsies. That's alright. We will just start again over here. Oh, I took that too far. Let's try that again. And just hold it. Try and hold like a finger's length away across. And then we're at the end, so we do 3, 1, 2, and that's wanting to not, it didn't not, okay, I missed an edge, so I'm going to do another one, so it's 3, and there we go. So there's our little hexie flower all done, and that can be stitched on to our backing cotton circle, and that will go like that. You know, looking at it, I actually don't, I'm not feeling like I want to put the sequins on the top. I just think I might just stitch it down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've just moved on from the blinging, or I don't know. I just genuinely do not want to put a sequins on the top. Okay, I've just grabbed the sequins and the beads, and what I thought is I would just do one in the middle. I think that will be enough, because I was going to show you how I did them, for those who have not done this kind of stitching and stuff before. So before I, oh, it's all caught in my other sequins. So before I stitch it onto my backing cloth, I will find my needle. Here we go. And I've nearly pulled the thread out of that, and I've got a sequin stuck to my thumb, which is very handy. So the thread is still up there, but it is anchored. So I'm just gonna eyeball the center. That's not the center. And so you can always, like, you've got the seams of the, I've just moved it again, hang on. You've got the seams to give you a bit of a guidance of, you know, sides and stuff. So I just keep jabbing away till it looks centrish to me, and then I put my sequin on like so, and I'm going to pull my needle all the way up. Okay, and so you can't go straight back through because, well, I mean, no, you can't, because it will just take the sequin. The sequin. It is called the sequin. I'm going to use a big one, because this is, see, with these, there are, is that focusing? Little seed beads on each sequin, but because this is like the lid, it's almost a centerpiece in and of itself, so I've chosen a nice big green one to go in. So I've put that on my needle, and then I'm going to go back through the hole, because the thread is going to wrap around the bead, go back through the hole of the sequin, and then I'm just going to go right next to where my thread came out, and then pull it, and then that anchors it in. See? And I mean, if you're doing work like for bracelets and more durable things, you can go back up through and do more wraps around with the thread to make sure it doesn't come loose or anything. But again, ornamental, so I don't feel the need to do that, but I am going to do quite a few anchoring stitches here. So I think this is my fourth one, or third or fourth one. I'll do one more for luck. And then, and because that was anchored there, so I can just go along and just snip that up there, snip that there, put that away, and I'm going to snip that there, because because it's anchored, so it's fine. So that's there you go. And I mean, because I only have done the one go through, they are quite wobbly. If you do want to go through like all the way up and all the way back down again, they will actually end up being a lot less wobbly than that. So I'm just grabbing a couple of pins. Okay, so I am going to pin this so it doesn't swoosh around off the circle. So it's a bit. There we go. I'll pin this side. I'm going to pin this direction. And I'm going to pin over the seam of these ones. So what I'm going to do now is these, I'm going to use my scissors for pointers. I'm doing these stitches here. So I'm just going to follow the shape of the hexie just with a running stitch, and that will stitch it down to my backing cloth. So I'm sorry, I need to clean these up. It's driving me nuts. Put these biddies away. So we're only doing the one. Maybe I just did too many. I don't know. For some reason I just was like, nah. But I like the idea of having one in the center. That works. That's nice. It does make it very flower-like. Okay, I am actually going to use a knot for this stitching because the knot will be anchored by the cotton backing. So again, I only do two on this one, so two anchoring stitches, and then I'm just going to, of course I've picked the darkest colour to start on and the darkest thread, and you probably can't see what I'm stitching at all. That's okay, we'll make our way over to the light blue and that'll be a bit easier to see. Maybe that one. And I'm not anchoring every point like I did with the whip stitching together, because these don't need to be stopped from pulling apart that way, and it's just anchoring this down to the fabric. So I only do the anchoring stitches when I'm ending or starting a new thread. So yeah, so we just do that, and I do the jump over thing with this as well, depending on where I finish up actually. So I've still got one more side. It's a bit hard to see, and I even have my glasses on, and it's still a bit hard to see these stitches with this colour. So I'll go, oops. See, that was happening a lot on the big piece. So many sequins to get caught on. Here we go. Okay, and then I guess I do a little back stitch then, so I can, I don't know, it's not really anchoring, it's just one little back stitch to then jump to the new hexie. I mean, yeah, I probably have belabored the point too much, sorry if I have, but if you needed more durability, I'd be putting a ton more, anchoring stitches in at each point, but especially for this lid decoration, I don't need you anymore, so I'm going to pull it out. It really doesn't need it, so So I'm just eyeballing all what you would measure, like how far away I am from each seam, how many stitches I'm taking. It's all just kind of guesswork as such. Doesn't need to be exact, not for what I want it for. I don't need to measure this particular project. Now, see, I've come to the end of this one, and I'm going to do some anchoring. So when I want to jump across to another hexie, I do my 3 anchoring stitches, because then I can cut the... Oh, I've accidentally snipped. Oh, I accidentally snipped that, or it broke or something. I don't know, it's just come off. Oh, sad face. Oh, I know it was wobbly, but oh. Well, the good news is I haven't stitched that part down, so we can go and fix that. Okay. See, if I only get a little bit of thread, I might just, because I was going to actually do the middle one. Maybe if I can jump across to here, and then undo the pins. I don't know why. Oh, my pin leapt. I wonder if I just snipped it too close. I'm not really sure what happened, to be honest. Okay, so I'm just going to then bring this through. Troubleshooting on the fly. So, I'll start again. Well, that back stitching's still there, so I don't know. I might have... Oh, it looks ripped, to be honest. It's all frayed. Okay, that's alright. We just... Well, I mean, it was handy that I hadn't sewed all this down, so I could actually redo this bit. So again, sequin on there. Careful not to poke yourself too much with the needle. And then we've got the seed bead. And then we go back through the sequin like so. And I can show you, if you want to go back up. So you can go back up and do it as many times as you like. Just find that hole and go back. Oh, nearly lost it. There we go. So that's through twice, and you can see that's so much less wiggly than it was before. So hopefully that'll stay this time, or I won't cut it or break it or whatever. So we do some more. I'm just going to lock that. Okay. I'm just going to put that, save that to go in my orts, because I feel like it's not quite long enough to work with what I want to do now. But it will work for going in orts. Okay. Now, threading. Thank you. Thread this. I'm going to put another knot in this. So the way I do my knots is I just wrap, if I can keep hold of it, wrap a few times, and then I just roll it, pinch it with middle finger, and then it just makes a knot. It's not the neatest of knots, but it's still a knot. Okay, so where were we? Oh, I was going to show you stitching. I'll go back to the white one so we can show you the stitching on this. And and I am just gonna go, it's getting a bit messy on this back now, do an anchoring stitch, 2, just because it's a new start beginning thread, and then we'll come up next to the other one. There we go, and get tangled in threads. Okay, and then I will just taking stitches, turning, and I will just do one with this, just one hexie at once. I'm not following the line along. I will focus on getting one hexie done, so it does look like how it's supposed to. I think if you just followed the lines, it would not be the hexie shapes. It might. I don't know. That, to me, that screams more sashiko or sashiko. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong, people. Sashiko stitching, where you just go whoosh whoosh whoosh. But for this one, I just do one shape at a time, and then finish that, move to the next one, so on and so forth, until all the hexies are done and everything is stitched down. And there we go. So that is the white one done. Oh, not. Oh, not a knot. Bring that in here, so I can move to another hexie. Fluff. See? And so then I will just do that for all the others. I won't take, I've showed you how I've done all this, so I won't bring you with me for all of them. So I'll just pause, finish this off, and bring you back for the end. Okay, see you in a bit. Hello, I'm back. Okay, so I've finished. Oh, I haven't clipped that, but I have finished doing the stitching around each hexie. I'm just going to tidy this up. It really doesn't matter because literally it's going to get glued to the lid, but kind of, you know, like knowing it's finished off properly. Anyone else relate? Okay, so we're just snipping those bits. Bin, a little cotton bin, there we go. So with the lid, I've decided not to put this on. I think it's all just a bit too much, so I've decided just to leave the edge plain, like so. Because the sticker is quite central, I mean, I could soak that to get that off, but it's gonna be, I think that'll help the glue stick this down, so I don't want to really get rid of it. I am going to get rid of these bits of the backing fabric in the sections between the hexies, because I think it'll look nice, and it'll match that edge as well, but I just think it'll look neater with those bits trimmed off. I'll need to trim that. It's come a bit over too. It's very good to have a nice sharp pair of little tiny snippies for this type of it's not very fussy cutting, it's just lines, but when you have to go into the corners and stuff, or the angles, then I don't know if you would call them corners, but yeah, when you want to get right in close to the angles, it is good to have some really sharp snippies that can do that. There we go. While I've been doing this, my glue gun has been warming up, so just check. Yeah, that's gonna fit beautifully. It's just gonna go to the edges but not hang over in weird air, like hang out in the air kind of thing. So I'm just going to just try and not get this on me because it is hot. And be careful and a blob in the middle. And then spin this over before it dries, although I'm guessing with it being summer it's not really gonna go cold quite yet. There we go. Push it in the middle. Make sure it's all squished down. And there we have I'm just going to turn my hot glue gun off because I don't need it anymore. There we have finished decorated Hexie Template Hexie Felt Slow Stitched Jar. And no, I'm not going to say that again. But yeah, oh, there's a bit of fluff on there. So yeah, that's if you would like your jars to look fabulous and extra, then this is the way to go. I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for joining me. Feel free to watch any of my other craft videos. There will be more coming out, different crafts. I've kind of sort of committed to a lot of alongs, you know, crochet along, stitch along there, so I'll be bringing you with me for some of those. But yeah, otherwise I will see you in the very next video. And I just fluff, I'm getting distracted by fluff. I'll see you in the next video for some more craft. Okay, take care everyone, bye.